Hey, this is Jay, and this is a tutorial to automate YouTube videos into shorts using self-hosted n8n, Whisper, FFmpeg, and probably ChatGPT. So this is going to be a little bit different than some of my previous tutorials. I'm actually going to do more of a live build here, and it's probably going to be more of a live build series. This is a system that I've been meaning to build. I haven't built it yet, so I have an idea of how to build some of it, but I just thought it might be valuable to go through the entire process. So it's going to be probably a little bit longer than normal as I kind of figure it out as I go. But I thought it might be valuable to kind of see how to think in terms of n8n, how to approach a system like this. It's also going to be like super basic. It's not going to be really very fancy, but it might give at least like a way to kind of create a foundation for automating long form video into short form video. So conveniently means that you could actually not just do YouTube Shorts, but it could work on TikTok or Instagram, LinkedIn, that kind of thing. And this, I mean, in my case, I'm creating tutorials a little more like step by step. So I think it'll be easier to automate the process of finding the useful clips in the long form, and then creating short clips out of it. So we'll see. This may not be super valuable. It also may take forever, but that's the goal. Like I said, I'm going to use self-hosted n8n. Primarily to be able to work with bigger video files. So you could take an entire video that's 18 minutes plus, like the one I'm going to use is about 1 gig, that you could normally use in the n8n service itself. But if you're running it locally, then you can use set it up to use the entire system memory. And then I just created a video about using local Whisper again, so you could transcribe entire 18-minute plus videos. And not be restricted by the 25 megabyte cap with the Whisper API. We also need FFmpeg, which I've done a little bit with in videos in the past. That will be the key component for editing video. And then I'm going to probably use ChatGPT just because of convenience. It's one I'm more familiar with. But you could use like DeepSeek or something like that because, the goal is really to create something that's pretty much cheap or pretty much free, or if not like really, really cheap. So it kind of lets you not have to use different tools that are out there. There are tools that kind of try to do this automatically. So I don't know, I'm just trying to rebuild kind of what that process would be like. So thought this might be interesting. Our goal is going to be, let's first grab the long form. We're going to transcribe it, and then try to identify the clips in the long form. And then we would use something like FFmpeg to then go and pull out the clips, that we're looking for. Then in the next part, hopefully reformat the horizontal video into vertical video, which is going to be probably pretty tough. So that might take a little while. I think GPT-4o is pretty good at least visually identifying images and that kind of thing. So we may be able to kind of set up a system to do that. And then hopefully once we've found some clips, reformatted them from horizontal to vertical, then the last part would be to just kind of smash all those clips together into one full short, and then you've got something that can go on TikTok or Instagram, LinkedIn, wherever, YouTube Shorts. So a little bit different than normal. Hopefully it's valuable. Definitely let me know. I probably will redo this in like a more formatted series rather than this kind of live build system. But let's go ahead and jump into it. So like I said, I've got self-hosted n8n running, and you can see I've been testing a little bit before. Go ahead and clear. So key component here, again, like I mentioned, running self-hosted, you can set this flag of n8n default binary data mode equals file system, which allows n8n to use your entire system's memory, so it can upload giant files. So if you wanted to do a 4-hour video or whatever, it actually could. The n8n service itself, if you're paying for it, I don't think we'll let you do files that are that big. So that's the big benefit of using self-hosted here, at least to unlock that, but also to be able to get to the community nodes, and primarily just like the execute command node is really what I want, to be able to execute commands for Whisper and for FFmpeg primarily. So going to go ahead and restart that. I am running the n8n app itself in a folder called n8n local. So just something to note, like that's where the root directory for the n8n project itself is. So everything will be in the context of this n8n local folder. So that's just something that we will get back to in a minute. But yeah, so I have a blank thing here, named Automatic YouTube Shorts, and we'll see how far this gets. So first thing I want to do is I'm thinking a local file trigger probably makes the most sense for now. depending on how often, it might make more sense to have this scheduled off of something and just have it running, every day or whatever, if you're just trying to turn videos into shorts and that kind of thing. But for now, I'm going to do trigger off of a local folder. And really, we just need this to be able to get some data about the file itself. And like I said, I'm running this in n8n local, so we don't have to put that part, but I am going to put this all into an automated shorts folder itself. And I think the trigger I'm actually going to watch for is on input folder. So let's do automated shorts / input. So we're going to watch for changes on that. And I'm going to just look for file added. So if I do test step, it's going to start watching that. In this case, this is the bigger file. Actually, I have like a gig file video, like I said, from my last tutorial. That's the one I actually wanted to create some shorts out of. But for now, I've created just a much shorter, I think it's a 1-minute video of that one, which is more like 12 minutes, just to not have to be going through an entire gig file for testing. So in this case, we're going to test with that. I'm going to drag the test video into input, and that should, trigger our local trigger file. Cool. So now we have the file itself. And so the next part, I want to grab the path because I want to create a folder of the name of the video to kind of keep things organized. That way we're not just dumping everything into one place. So I think what I'm going to do is, let's see, I think it's JSON. Yeah, I'm going to do edit fields, and we're just going to do a set. So let's see, we're going to do JSON, and we can just do something real simple here. Well, it's not going to be super simple, but what I'm going to call it is, let's do folder name, which is going to be the file name. And we have the path now, but it includes the entire folder, right? So I can get that to drop in there like that. Ah, man, it doesn't, I don't know why it doesn't always do that. Okay. So we're going to drop it in there. And that gives us the entire path, which we don't want. So what I'm going to do a little bit of JavaScript hacking here. So we're going to do after inside here dot path. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a split. Okay. And we're going to split on \. Oops. There we go. Okay. So, and you can see down here what's happening. It's now converted the backslashes into commas, basically. So you have your 3 different parts. It's turned this path into an array. And now I'm just going to do a pop because we only want the last part of that array. And there we go. So I end up skipping past the first 2 elements in the array, just getting the last element in the array, which happens to be the file name. But that's an entire file name. I don't think I want to name the folder .mp4 just to, make it a little bit cleaner. So I am going to replace the .mp4 part. So .mp4, and we're going to replace it with nothing. So there we go. So that little JavaScript hack will then give us a nice clean folder name. So if I test that step, cool. We get now the test video 1 value out. And actually I can say get file name. Cool. Okay. So now we've triggered that the new video came in. We're going to grab the name of that video. And then what I'm going to do is create a folder for that. So like I said, just to kind of keep things a little bit more organized and not just dumping it all into one project. So we're going to do the execute command node, and I'm going to execute the command of make directory. So mkdir. And in this case, so we have to give it the context of the automated shorts part, because I'm running n8n in the parent folder of n8n local. So we have to tell it, okay, go to automated shorts / and then we can use folder name. Cool. That should work. Let's test it. Okay, cool. So I was kind of scary to see the red empty here, but I mean, we don't need that. Doesn't matter. But execute code 0 is good. That means it worked. So if I go back into here, there we go. So that successfully created a test video 1 folder. And this is going to be a place where we can dump we may actually create a couple folders. I'm probably going to just dump the transcript file in there. And then also our clips will probably go in there as well. Okay. So then now we have the video, and then we have a place to dump some of the files that we're going to create. I think the next thing is we're going to do another execute command, because we are going to do a whisper command. And this will then transcribe the video into audio. And then that will give us timestamps that we can use with AI to then try to find clips that we want to use. So let's see. So we still can do the local path file trigger. So in terms of running Whisper, we want the whole thing again. We're not just the because that'll give us the context of where that file is actually located. Now, I think we want model base. And then what I'm going to do is go back and look at my other flow. So I'm going to save this. Cool. And I'm going to grab the command from my other one. So local whisper transcriptions. There we go. Cool. And I will explain it in just a second. All right. So I'm missing a couple flags. So the flag I wanted was output format text. I actually don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to let it do output format JSON. I'm going to test, or going to guess on that one. And then the output directory will be, oh wait, hang on. I'm going to put that up here. So output format JSON, assuming that's the option. And output directory is going to be the folder. So kind of back to cheating a little bit here. Actually, wait. Yeah, so I want the output directory flag. Okay, shows output directory. And then I want it to be the folder that we used from earlier. So I think we're going to have to do automated shorts, and then slash, and then the folder name that I don't have yet because I forgot I got out of this, so we lost all our data. So let me re-trigger this again. So we're going to move this back out. Cool. All right, and let's test this step again. So it's now listening to the input folder. So if I drop that back in, cool, we get our trigger. Then that should give this guy the ability to do that, which the folder already exists. So good deal. Okay. And then, or wait, yeah, that JSON node will grab the name. This probably will fail because it already exists. Yeah, that's fine. All right. Okay. We'll delete it and recreate it. So I'm going to delete test video folder 1. Now you should be happy. Cool. You pass. And this last part. All right. So then, again, I know that we're kind of hard coding into the automated shorts folder, and we're going to use the folder name of whatever the file was. There we go. So this should be our whisper command. So again, I'm running the whisper command. I'm giving it the entire path to the video file that we want to transcribe. We're just using model base. There's a bunch of different options you can use here, but model base will work. Output format, I'm actually looking for JSON. I believe that will include the transcript, or not the transcript, but the timestamps, which is what we are going to need. And then finally, output directory should be the automated shorts / test video 1. And I think that's it. And then it should name the transcript the same as the file. So let's see if this will work. All right, this video, it's only a minute. So it shouldn't take very long. I think especially with base model. I know there's a turbo model, which will run even faster, but there we go. Okay, cool. Now, so in standard out, it provides more of this detail of like what the language is, and then it does include the timestamps. And so I guess if nothing else, we could actually just use that directly in the next one. So this would be where I would want to use an AI to then go look for the proper clips that we want based on the timestamps and then the content within those timestamps. And we're going to kind of do this on the fly. But I'm going to do an OpenAI node. And I think just message a model is probably all we need to do. Cool. I mean, probably could just pass in the standard out from that command. But I want to double check and see that what we output makes sense. So we have test video 1. I'm going to open with just text editor is fine. Okay, so this does include transcripts. Cool. So format selection. Yeah, okay, cool. So I guess, okay. I don't need tokens. Man, so this is going to be really verbose. We might need to change that a little bit. But it does give you the start and stop of each clip, which is nice. So you have the start time of when this thing is said and the end time of when that's said. And then the next part, the start time and the end time. It gives you, interesting, I guess, the tokens per output. So that's kind of cool. So anyway, that's mostly what we want. We might have to get rid of the tokens settings, but that at least gives us the data to work with to be able to find what we want. So for the OpenAI node, we want to be able to send in that data. We're going to message a model, and actually I might have to cut out this real quick just in case it's going to show my credentials, but I think we're good. Okay, cool. Just have to pick. All right, cool. It's connected. Depending on your options, I feel like 4.1 is probably the better option. And I think cost-wise, it's fine. I know they just reduced the costs on 03, so it'd be cool to use that, but I don't know if that's as appropriate here. It might actually be a better call. But I also don't know that everybody's paying whatever it is, $200 a month to have access to 03. So I think we'll see what we can get with 4.1. That also might be one that you have to pay for. I actually don't know. So we can start with 4.0 and see what happens. GPT 4.0. All right. Now this is where you would probably set the context to be a little bit more specific to whatever your goal is. In this case, let's see, or I guess, what do we normally do? We normally want it to be a little more in context of what we want it to do. So you are an expert marketer helping to build short clips from a full video. In this case, we are trying to identify the steps for steps from this tutorial to create a short video out of a long tutorial. You will be provided is the transcript of the video with timestamps. Return the timestamps that are relevant for, I guess we want to say all of the, for a complete step-by-step tutorial in short form. Only the relevant, or only the specific steps, no filler or explanation needed. That might be a little broad for GPT-4o, but we will see. And provide all clip timestamps outputted in JSON format. Like so. Clip 1. And then timestamp. Clip 2. And we'll put quotes around it just in case. And see if we can get it to play nice with n8n. So timestamp. Dot, dot, dot. Here is the transcript. All right, we're going to try to standard out. Let's see what happens. I don't know if this will work or not, but it might. Okay. Here we go. Oh, I forgot to do output content as JSON. Let's try again. Oh, very nice. Very nice. Okay. Now, I don't even know what those are. So we got results. Let's look at what those actual clips are. So at 06, so it's the very beginning and then the very end. Well, whatever. End of the clip. So at 06. So hey, this is Jay. This is a quick tutorial for running local video transcriptions with Whisper. Yeah, okay. It grabbed the intro and then 50 to 60. This comes with 2 restrictions that you need, and then locally, and you also need to install Whisper locally. Cool. Okay, so it's going to help us provide some context. That'll work. Nice. That'll work. Okay. So then, okay. So the next thing, the goal is we wanted the timestamps. So I think now what we're going to do is do another OpenAI call. Message model. And GPT-4o is good. Not 4.0, but 4.0. Given these timestamps, whoops, stamps, there we go. Give me, let's see, generate an FFmpeg command to pull those specific clips out of a video, given video. So, I mean, that's pretty much it. The goal is to create separate individual short clips from a long video. Here are the timestamps. And I think we just give it the whole thing and that should be fine. So go. Doesn't like that. Interesting. Oh, okay. Wait. What was that? Weird. Message content. Oh, okay. So we might have to reformat that. Okay. So the problem is that they're individual clips, and we definitely don't want to have to drag each one in. So I think we're going to change this prompt a little bit. Wait. Well, that's weird. Is content not what I thought? Here are timestamps. Oh, is it? So it's just a JSON object. So can we do dot stringify? Dot toString? Dot JSON to string? Aha, there we go. That'll work. Cool. So I just dragged the content JSON object in, and then we're just going to turn it into a string. All right, so that should be good. Let's go ahead and drop that down to a new line. Here are the timestamps in JSON format, or in a JSON object. Alrighty. I didn't give it a whole lot of context, but I mean, 4.0 has gotten pretty good at this point, so it might not matter. Okay. Okay. We can, let's, yeah. Let's give it a little more context. Return only the executable command by itself. I will be using that command directly later. I'll be, let's say I'll be using your output for using your response. Directly later. Let's see if that'll work. Oh, how about that? How about that? That's not bad. Okay. So now we have something that we can execute. So if I went to execute command, basically have bash, which we might be able to just run, and it's going to so the only problem is that we need to be able to, okay, maybe we give it a little bit more context, and then so this is where you can kind of play you can depend more on AI or not. We're gonna let AI do a little bit of the work here. Let's see. The input file name is get file name. .mp4. There we go. Please use the input file name for the command. Okay, that might give us an executable command. Yeah, that's accurate. So I think we might have to get rid of the bash. Now I didn't follow my own advice, and unfortunately, I think it's good that this is going to dump it right into the root file. But hey, if it works, that is a win. It shouldn't take that long though. I don't know why it's going to take that long. See what it's doing. I think it's just going to dump everything out in here once it's done, but I'm not sure why it's being super slow. We'll give it a minute though. Hopefully it will go through. I had something happen earlier where it kind of just crashed on me. I don't know why. So I don't know. I might be hitting some memory cap, which No, okay, we're good. System memory wise, so I think we're okay. So, that'd be great if this was, I mean, near one shot to be able to find clips out of a video. It'd be super, super helpful for sure. I don't know though. We're spinning. I don't think it should take it because normally FFmpeg is pretty performant. It's not usually that slow. And it might have kind of jumped in with everything going on. But we'll see. Not having any issues though. We're not seeing anything happen there. Are we getting any results? Again, I think since I didn't specify, it's just gonna dump it into the n8n local root folder because that's where it should be. Oh, you know what? Let's test this out. So if I take the command itself, wait, yeah, there we go. I bet it might be waiting on something. Okay, hang on. Let's do, can we stop? Will you stop? How do we stop that? There we go. Okay, cool. Turn only executable command, and then I don't know if it matters too much as far as how we contextualize this. Return only the executable command. The command should start with FFmpeg and not with. I'll just start that. Let's just do that. I will be using your response directly later. Try it one more time. Return only lane. Okay, hang on. But let's just do. I think it's gonna get confused with Markdown, and let's just make it JSON instead. Turn the executable command in a JSON object like this. So then we'll say command. Cool. That way we give it a little more structure. We can force it to output it as JSON. I'll be using your response directly later. I guess we could, I will be using the turn the expo. Yeah, that should be fine. Please use the input file name for the command. Then we get an example, and then here are the timestamps to use for the command. All right, that gives a little more context. Let's see if that works. Oh, there we go. That looks much cleaner. So now, rather than that, we can just do command. That's real pretty. Let's see if that works. Oh. Yeah, we might start getting into no such file directory. Oh, okay. Okay. So we need to provide the full context. So we're going to say automated shorts / file name. And we're just going to copy this / file name. So now if I look at this one, it should say, yeah, /test video one. Oh wait, never mind. No, we need it should be from input. Okay. So we need the command of there we go. Because we need the source. Oh wait. You know what? In this case, we can just use the trigger. Because that's the file that we triggered off of in the beginning. Okay. So given these timestamps, generate an FFmpeg command to pull these specific clips out of a given video. The goal is to create the individual short clips from a long video. Return the executable command in a JSON object like this. So now that formats it so that we can use it later. So we can just execute it directly. Please use the input file name for the command. And then we're giving it more context of where the video actually is, mostly just for the convenience of us being able to execute the command. You could change the prompting a little bit to maybe do the command itself with a template and then just have like a placeholder for where you put the actual file name in. But, if we can just provide the context and they can just give us the actual result, might as well. Okay. And then the last part here, here are the timestamps in a JSON object to use for the command. Clip 1, clip 2, blah, blah. So let's do that one more time. And then that should give us the command. Yeah, with the context. So that way, when we go to execute, it should be completely executable. Because the file itself that we started with is in the input folder trigger folder. Now we'll probably get into like the syntax of FFmpeg. And then again, it's going to put it into okay. Did that actually work? It's gonna output it into the root folder, I think, unfortunately. Yeah, so it did it in n8n local because I didn't actually specify where it needs to output. But I think that works. All right, that's one clip. I don't know why that lags when it loads. And here's the second clip. That's not bad. First thing I noticed right away is like we actually probably need to tighten up the timestamps, that's probably setting in Whisper to try to like get it closer to the actual words. But that's not bad. That is not bad at all. So the last part here is I need to make sure that it outputs the files into the location that I want. And probably just going to use GPT to do that as well. Please use the input file name. Let's see. We want to please make sure the resulting clips are put in the following folder. And in that case, we're going to do, where do we want them? We want them in the, now we want to use the folder that I talked about. So we want automated shorts / the name of the video. So in this case, we're going to say automated, and again, it's in the context of where we're running from local n8n, automated shorts / get file name, folder name. Okay, so if we go down here, that should look correctly. Please use the input file name for the command. And again, that was the video that we provided from the beginning from the local file trigger. And then please make sure the resulting clips are put in the following folder: automated shorts / test video. And put a slash on the end just to be sure. Cool. So that's correct. We wanted automated shorts / test video 1. This is where we want them to live. Let's do that one more time. Yeah. Okay. If we run that again, that is looking good. So this ideally will take the original video, cut the clips out of the designated timestamps, and put them into the folder that we want. And there they are. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay. So yeah, so that basically is the system that I wanted to at least start for now. Let me see where we're at timing on this video. So where's the time? 40 minutes. Okay. It's been a long one. It's a long tutorial. Okay. But I guess that's how you build a system from scratch. So, okay. So that's a pretty good, foundation for part 1. So this will definitely be a multi-part series. Let's maybe do this one more time with the actual full video and see what happens. The whisper transcription is going to take a minute. It's probably going to take like, I forget. I think it takes like 5 minutes. So I want to but I'll just make sure that this whole system works. But ideally, again, it's going to listen for that new file to move into the input folder. We're going to grab the name of it, which is much more complicated. So it might not work because I have spaces. I'm going to cheat a little bit here and put not spaces just to make things simpler. Let's do that. And that. Okay, cool. So yes, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to test the workflow. I'm going to drag this much longer video. I think it's like 12 minutes. Yeah, 12 minutes, 53 seconds into the input that will be listening for the trigger. When that happens, we're going to grab the full name, which I removed the spaces from. We're going to create a folder with that name of the file. Then we are going to run the transcript for that, hopefully dumping it into the folder that we just created based on the name of the file. Then we'll have GPT find relevant clips from that where we're just looking for instructions. Then grab, based on those clips, or based on the timestamps for those clips, we're then going to have GPT then look for those, or create a command that will pull those clips out of the video. And then finally, execute that command, which will then create the smaller videos from the long video. Okay, so here we go. Let's test the workflow, and it's listening to the input. So it created the folder right away, so that worked. Executing whisper. Okay, so yeah, again, that's going to take a minute. Yeah, so if this works, then this will be part 1 done. Because yeah, the next part, I don't know. The next part's going to be real tricky as far as converting from horizontal to vertical. Just because I think what's going to have to happen is that we're going to take clips or take images out of the video clips and then try to decide how to turn them into vertical. So what I'm kind of thinking is, since it's so this is kind of going back to like days when I used to stream, which I may stream in the future as well. But I would have the camera in the bottom corner. So what we might be able to do is use GPT-4o to kind of identify that, and then be able to pull this bottom section out and then use that to put it at the bottom of a vertical orientation video. And then the real hard part is it's going to need to like scan basically parts of each video and try to figure out where the correct, like, we basically want to cut strips out of a horizontal video to format to a vertical video. So that part I think is going to be real wishy-washy. Like GPT-4o might be able to do it, but I'd be really surprised. And that's okay. Like, you got to start somewhere. If anything, I also thought like the system at least kind of saves a whole lot of editing effort, so that you don't have to go do it yourself. You can just, create the long form video. I mean, mostly me, I guess, in this context. I wanted to be able to create the long form video, get it uploaded to YouTube, and then kick off the system so that it can start identifying the clips for me. And it at least saves like some automation time or save some editing time there, where it kind of gives me a list of clips to start with. And then I can just take those clips and then edit them down and then run another system to put them all together. One potential, let's see, for cell V0. Yeah. If you want to get like super fancy with it, you could get into like the no code kind of stuff as well and generate like your own, UI kind of front end. And the transcript's done. To be able to look at all these clips in a row. So like if I wanted to say, build a vertical video display grid so I can see different vertical clips at the same time. Make it a responsive grid of up to 4 videos horizontally. Boom. So do something like this. And this would just give you like a nice UI so that you could actually visualize all the videos at once. Just so you're not like probably going to be able to totally trust the whatever GPT does and just like grab all the clips at once. But while that's going, we can double check what happened. So it transcribed the whole thing, and we should have a JSON file. Wow. Yeah. And then we have a bunch of clips. So let's see what else showed up here. We've already watched the first 2. Should be very similar to what we did before. So it skipped the intro. Last time it did not. That's okay. Let's see what else I found. Okay, that's a step. And then we got the pip step. Pretty close. Found the run it in locally. Okay. Pretty good. Nice. Yeah, okay. All right. It's not a bad overview. This was the only one I was worried about. It might not have worked. Oh, okay, there might be something off with the FFmpeg command a little bit. Let me open this with VLC. I don't like QuickTime Player. Hang on. Okay. Okay, so I think it's just QuickTime that's being weird. Cool. So, all right, I'm pretty happy with that actually. That creates a bunch of clips there. It's not exactly perfect, but at least kind of gets the idea across. Plenty of room for improvement. But that kind of accomplishes what I was looking to do. And again, it kind of gives you a system to find clips within a video and at least give you a place to start. Bam. And then something like this. So the next thing, so I'm probably going to skip this part, but you could do something like this where you could do a no-code platform and have it upload these videos. So you can just point it to whatever folder you're in, and then it would give you like a quick visual of all the different clips, and you'd be able to review them a little bit faster that way. So that'll be probably in the next part 2, sometime soon. So that's it for this one. I think for part 1, we created a long form to clips automation, automatically triggered off of a long form video. Took a 12-minute video, created however many it was, 11 clips out of it. Got the transcript for it as well. So it's a good foundation. Completely using GPT in this case. Again, if you wanted, you could run DeepSeek locally. It probably could do pretty well now too. Just a little more resource intensive on the machine. So you could actually probably run this thing entirely for free if you wanted. But yeah, so that's part 1. I will continue the series with part 2. We'll try to see if we can hopefully turn horizontal video into vertical video and maybe clean up the editing a little bit. But different format this time around. Let me know if you like it. Hopefully the next video will be useful as well. But in the meantime, definitely let me know if you have any other questions, any comments, recommendations, or whatever. And I'll have series 2 or the episode 2 for the series very soon. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.